What's up, Jags fans? UCF Jaguar here, and NFL free agency is officially underway, and the Jaguars are making huge splashes as they have added several key additions to our defense. And amongst those key additions is one of the best cornerbacks on the market that we stole from the Houston Texans, and AJ Bouye. So let's go ahead and break that signing down. So one of the first reasons why I love this AJ Bouye signing is that it's a little bit emotional for me because he is also a UCF Jaguar. That's right, AJ Bouye is a UCF Knight. He played against players in practice like Blake Bortles, Latavius Murray, and Brashad Perriman. 10 minutes after the free agency period began, Adam Schefter tweeted that AJ Bouye is going to get a 5-year, $67.5 million deal with $26 million of that fully guaranteed. That sounds like a lot of money, but that's the market for these kind of players nowadays, and cornerback is a premier position. But one of the coolest things about this is that the Houston Texans wanted to re-sign them, but they simply didn't have enough money for it. And then at the very end, the bidding war kind of turned out between the Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans. And cornerback is one of the Titans' weakest positions, and it's a huge area of need for them. And the Jaguars were able to steal AJ Bouye from them and add him to our cornerback group alongside of Jalen Ramsey, and then that all of a sudden makes the Jaguars cornerback group pretty much one of the strongest in the NFL. AJ Bouye was a very good player when he was at UCF. He started toward the end of his career, and he got a bunch of turnovers, got a bunch of tackles, but he was really known as a really good practice guy and a guy that was always working hard. But unfortunately for him, he got injured at the end of his UCF career, and with that, he wasn't invited to a combine, and he wasn't able to perform in his pro day due to his injury. Because of those two things, he really didn't have much of a chance to be drafted, and that's what happened. He actually went undrafted. But then Bill O'Brien, who's actually a disciple of the former UCF coach George O'Leary, actually picked him up out of college free agency and signed him to a contract. And a lot of people don't know much about Bouye just because he really didn't emerge until last year. His first year on the Texans, he kind of spent the whole year kind of injured. And then the next 2 years, he was kind of in backup role and kind of filling in for players. But it wasn't until this year where he really got his chance to start when a bunch of injuries kind of compiled up. But the word out of Houston is that when Bouye filled into the starter spot, they kept on waiting for him to, kind of mess up. But every game he was doing really good. He was, holding down their top receivers and just doing really well, and like when they kept expecting him to have a bad game, he just never did. And then the Oakland playoff game came when he got an interception and he held Amari Cooper to only 10 yards. But the only thing I do worry about with this signing is that he does not have that many career starts. I believe he only has like 16 career starts. But a lot of that is because he went undrafted and he slowly worked his way up the Texans roster. And then once this guy got his chance, he emerged as one of the best cover corners in the 2016 season. But what gives me a little better feeling about this signing is that this is a player that's a very hard worker. He was an undrafted guy, and with undrafted guys, it comes with a lot more hard work because these guys aren't necessarily physically gifted coming out of college, but they've literally worked their way through from, basically where no one gave them a chance in the draft to all of a sudden getting a really good contract. So those are my thoughts on the AJ Bouye signing. Let me know what you guys think. I'm really excited about this guy. He's another member of the UCF Jaguar family. And with that said, go Jags and Duval.